Well, I'm in luck, I think. I looked in my garage and I found this non-polarized type. You see they're both the same size spades. It's a matter of taking this apart, cutting that off, splicing in there. Okay. Let's see. I don't remember how these come apart. Oh yeah, it's coming back. This is a rubber mold, and I think you just pry this out. You see? Okay. A bit of a struggle. Yeah, you can see here, this is what I need to lift it up here. I need to get this screwdriver under there. There we go. Okay, that side is out. Maybe I can just, no. It's been a while since I dealt with these rubber plugs. They're pretty decent though. There we go. Now we got it. All right. Just unscrew these two. Okay. Well, you can see what I did last time is I cut a piece of it and then I tinned it and then I turned it, and that prevents any fraying and it makes it a lot safer. So I think I'll do that again with this cord. Cut off this old nasty plug here. Now there's plenty of cord in here, so I could cut it way back, but oh, look at that. I don't know if you can see that, but it is cracking. Yeah. I'm debating whether to replace this whole cord. I probably should, and I would know I will eventually. But for now, let me see if I can find a part of this cord that, oh, I can hear it. It's cracking. It's really probably not safe. What I should do is replace that cord. You probably got, over the decades, so warm in there that the rubber is just hardened. And it's funny though, because the line cord, maybe it's been replaced, but the line cord itself is, no, look at this. Here we go again. It's cracking. Both cords are going to have to be replaced. That's all there is to it. So I guess it's a matter of finding where this attaches. I don't know if I can get up there. I may have to take this phonograph out to do this. I don't have instructions, so I'm gonna have to wing it and figure it out. I think to help me remove this turntable more easily, I think the easiest thing to do and the best thing to do to have more room to be able to lift out the turntable is to actually take the cover off. Now there's an inside hinge that actually locks it, so it keeps it open. That I've already removed. And so all I need to do is remove these brackets on both sides, and can take the cover off and go to the next step and figure out how it attaches underneath, so I can lift up, take the turntable out, replace the cord, the bag cord for the motor, and then maybe place it back in so we can check out the turntable. And plus, if I take the turntable out, then I can do all the things I should anyways, like oiling it in specific parts, look for any other mechanical problems, any adjustments, things like that. It's mainly lubrication. And so anyways, let's take the cover off. This wood is pretty soft, so it's pretty easy to remove these screws. Looks like these screws were brass. Oh, we have a new kitty. So you may hear a kitty in the video every once in a while. You'll have to excuse that. My son wanted a new kitty, so we got a new kitty. And her name is Mittens. And she's a little troublemaker, but she's a sweetie. Anyways, back to the video. Alright, move that hinge down, and this hinge down. Lift this up so we can see. Zoom out if I can anymore, just a little bit. I should just lift straight up. And voila. Okay, well now I can get to the turntable much easier. I'll go put this in a safe place. I think I'll start these screws back in their cover so we don't lose them like I did on the inside. Now it's just a matter of me looking underneath and see if I can find out what holds, which is what usually happens, see. There's something that holds this turntable down so it doesn't fall out, like if it was upside down or on its side or something. So I got to look into that, and I'll start filming again when I figure that out. Well, this is interesting. A box with the X on the top. If you look at the bottom left of your screen, that's the back of the speaker. But the box with the X on the bottom is what I thought was a transformer. I haven't looked at the schematic yet, but as you can see, these audio cables are going right to the chassis. And if you look on the front, this knob right here, which only has 2 positions, goes to that box. So obviously it switches in and out the phonograph. So, and also, remember I was saying about a matching transformer? Well, if you look right here, let me zoom in. That's just a regular RCA jack. And that's what the cable plugs into from the phonograph. Surprising to me. Well, let's take the chassis out of the cabinet. Well, I just pulled these knobs off. They were really on there. And they're nice and tight. And they have these nice felt pads behind them, so I won't scratch the wood. And the felt's in really good shape too, with all the knobs. Well, this is something totally unexpected by me, and it's very classy, and it's a real class act. I thought I'd have to take the chassis off and that little box and have things dangling, but it turns out if you look at this screw, that screw down there, and that screw down there, this whole plate right here will come off with the whole chassis, making it very easy to access to, change tubes, whatever. Nice surprise. Okay, now I have all these screws removed. They are not even wood screws. They are just regular sheet metal screws, which means they probably have some kind of insert in the box that's metal, so you can just use metal screws. Very nice. Okay, it's just a matter of sliding this out now. I gotta get the knob shafts separated. And there we go. There's the chassis. This is that box I was talking about. That's not a transformer. And there we go. Let me take the camera off the tripod so you can see the chassis a little bit better. Okay, there it is removed. There's the tubes there. And the next step, I think, is to test the tubes. And while I have a chance, some time ago, I did a review of my new NRI 66 professional tube tester. And it seems like everything's working fine. But this time around, these tubes are unknown. I would like to compare these tubes and how they test out with that NRI 66 tube tester of mine, that's a new one, and compare that with the Seco tube tester that I already have, and see if the two jive. That will give me a good indication of how well the new tube tester is working. So kill two birds with one stone here. So I guess that'll be the next part of this video. I'll take out my two tube testers and we'll test these tubes together, and that'll tell me how well this new tube tester is working, and we'll see if the tubes here are okay.